The air around you seems to sigh in response, the leaves of the glowing trees rustling gently, though there is no wind. The voice whispers again, its tone now tinged with understanding. A burden accepted, not sought. The world has seen too few like you, Rob of the Rift. Hold on to that resolve, for it will be tested as steel against flame. The crystal in your hand pulses faintly, as though affirming your words. You feel a renewed sense of focus and strength. Rising to your feet, you glance down the path ahead. The distant drums grow louder, joined now by faint, rhythmic chanting. As you prepare to move forward, you catch a flicker of motion from the corner of your eye. Something small, a glimmering, fox-like creature with 6 tails, peeks out from behind a tree. It watches you curiously, its eyes bright with intelligence. You remain still, your posture relaxed but alert, avoiding direct eye contact with the fox-like creature. Instead, you focus on the surrounding forest, keeping the glimmering creature in your peripheral vision. It takes a cautious step forward, then another, its 6 tails swishing behind it like ribbons caught in a gentle breeze. The creature circles you slowly, maintaining a safe distance, its luminous eyes studying your every move. After a few moments, it lets out a soft, melodic chirp, a sound that seems to blend seamlessly with the hum of the forest. The creature moves a little closer, curiosity outweighing caution. You notice now that faint symbols shimmer on its fur, shifting like constellations. The crystal in your hand emits a faint pulse, almost like a heartbeat, and the creature chirps again in response. It seems drawn to the shard's energy. You extend your hand slowly, keeping your movements deliberate and non-threatening. The fox-like creature pauses, its 6 tails flicking behind it as it assesses you. For a moment, it seems to hesitate, its luminous eyes flicking between your hand and the crystal in your other hand. Then, with surprising grace, it steps closer. Its small, shimmering nose brushes your fingers, and you feel a faint warmth radiating from its fur. The symbols on its body glow brighter, and a soft hum fills the air. The creature nudges your hand, letting out a low, melodic trill. A rush of images floods your mind, visions of the forest alive with creatures like this one, a vast silver valley, and shadowy figures wreathed in flames. The visions fade as quickly as they came, leaving you with a sense of connection to the creature. It steps back slightly, sitting on its haunches and tilting its head as if waiting for your next move. You sense this creature may be more than it appears, possibly an ally or guide in this strange world. You gently place your hand on the creature's head, feeling the warmth of its shimmering fur beneath your palm. The glowing symbols on its body pulse softly, and the fox-like being leans into your touch, letting out a soothing trill that vibrates through your fingertips. "Can you understand me?" you ask, your voice calm and measured. The creature tilts its head, its luminous eyes meeting yours. A moment later, a soft voice, not quite audible, yet clear in your mind, responds. "Yes, traveler of the rift. I am called Loom. The forest has chosen me to guide you." The voice carries a melodic, almost ethereal quality, as though it's part of the forest itself. Loom steps back slightly, its 6 tails flicking in unison. The visions you saw are glimpses of what lies ahead, challenges, allies, and enemies. The crystal has bonded with you, but it is only the first of many steps. Do you seek to learn more, or shall we press onward toward the silver veil? The path ahead glows faintly, but the presence of this creature gives you pause. "Hello Loom, I am Rob, please call me that to keep things simple. In the meantime, can you give me a quick rundown of this crystal and how I can harness its abilities?" Loom nods, its luminous eyes narrowing slightly in thought. The glowing symbols on its fur pulse in time with the crystal in your hand, as though the two are connected. "Very well, Rob," Loom says, its voice calm and melodic. "The crystal you carry is a shard of the rift, a fracture in the fabric of this world caused by centuries of conflict. It is a conduit of pure magic, responsive to intent and will. Its potential is vast, but it is also volatile. Use it with focus, and it will amplify your strength. Wield it recklessly, and it could destroy you. The creature circles you as it continues, its tail swishing softly. The crystal will grow with you as you face challenges. For now, it can manifest its energy in 3 forms: protection, destruction, and connection. Each form requires intent. Loom stops, sitting before you and tilting its head. Shall we test it? Focus your mind on one of its forms, and I will guide you in channeling its power. You close your eyes, gripping the crystal lightly as you focus on the idea of connection. The energy within the shard hums in response, a gentle but insistent pulse that feels like it's syncing with your heartbeat. Loom's voice enters your mind, steady and guiding. Connection is the most intricate of the crystal's forms. It allows you to perceive and interact with the magic around you, threads of energy that bind this world together. Focus on me, Rob, and feel the flow of my essence. Taking a deep breath, you concentrate on Loom. As you do, your perception begins to shift. The air around the creature shimmers, revealing an intricate web of glowing lines, like constellations woven into its form. You can feel its energy, a calm, steadfast presence, but also something deeper, a hint of sorrow. Good, Loom says softly, its voice resonating more clearly now, as though no longer limited to words. Through connection, you can understand others, sense hidden truths, and influence the flow of magic. It is not a weapon but a tool of insight and harmony. The threads of energy shift, extending outward from Loom to the trees, the path, even the distant drums. You realize you're perceiving the magic of the entire forest, a living network of power. With practice, you can connect to other beings, sense their intentions, or even weave your magic with theirs. But beware, not all connections are benign, and some may seek to corrupt your bond. The vision fades, returning you to the present. Loom tilts its head. You show promise, Rob. Shall we continue to the Silver Vale, or do you wish to explore this new power further? Loom, can you tell me more about yourself? Will you travel with me or do we go our own ways? Loom's tails flick gently, the glow of its symbols dimming as it regards you with a curious tilt of its head. For a moment, it doesn't answer, as if deciding how much to reveal. Then, its voice comes to you, soft yet resolute. I am what remains of a guardian, bound to this forest and the rift's power. Long ago, I was a being of flesh and blood, sworn to protect the balance of this land. But the war and its unending chaos tore me apart, leaving only my essence to endure. This form you see now is but a fragment of who I once was. The creature steps closer, its luminous eyes meeting yours. The forest entrusted me with guiding the chosen of the rift, those who wield its shards and bear its burdens. You are not the first, Rob, but I hope you will be the last. Loom's voice takes on a warmer tone as it continues. I will travel with you, for now. My presence can amplify your connection to the magic around us, and I may offer guidance where the path is unclear. But know this, the closer we draw to the heart of this war, the more the forest will demand of me. There may come a time when I can no longer walk beside you. It sits on its haunches, tail swaying gently. For now, our paths align. Where shall we go next, Rob? Shall we press onward to the Silver Vale, or do you seek to explore more of the forest? You hold the crystal firmly in your hand, closing your eyes and letting its hum guide your thoughts. Focusing on the threads of connection, you attune yourself to Loom and the surrounding forest. The world around you shifts once more, revealing the intricate web of glowing energy that binds everything in this realm. Turning your focus to Loom, you see its form entwined with the forest's magic. Threads of light stretch from the creature into the earth, the trees, and the faintly glowing canopy above. These bonds pulse faintly, like veins carrying life force between Loom and the forest itself. As you examine the threads more closely, you notice something curious. While most of the connections flow with a gentle, harmonious rhythm, a few strands are taut and frayed, as though stretched to their limits. These threads seem to shimmer with a darker hue, radiating faint pulses of discordant energy. Loom notices your scrutiny and speaks, its voice calm but tinged with melancholy. You see it now, don't you? My existence is tied to the forest. The bonds sustain me, but they also chain me. The war has frayed these ties, weakening the balance. Every battle fought tears at the fabric of this world, and my form grows dimmer with each unraveling thread. The creature's luminous eyes meet yours. Your power of connection can strengthen these bonds, or sever them entirely. But such choices have consequences, Rob. Will you use this knowledge now, or keep it in your heart as we journey forward? Would you like for me to sever the bonds you currently have? I think I can retie them to me, in doing so we can free you from the forest and help to heal and strengthen you. Loom's eyes widen slightly, and its luminous symbols pulse erratically, as if reacting to the gravity of your words. It steps closer, its tails fanning out behind it like a shimmering halo. You would offer such a thing, Rob, its voice resonates, carrying a mix of wonder and apprehension. To sever my ties to the forest is no small act. These bonds define my existence, my purpose. Without them, I would no longer be a guardian but, something else entirely. The creature tilts its head, its gaze searching your face for sincerity. And yet, your words hold truth. If you were to reforge my essence, tying it to your own, would be free of these ancient constraints. Free to walk beyond this forest, to grow stronger as you grow stronger. But such a bond would bind us both. My strength would bolster yours, but my pain would be yours to bear as well. Loom takes a deep breath, its tail swaying gently. I do not take this lightly, Rob, and neither should you. Are you certain you wish to forge such a pact? The magic required is taxing, and once done, cannot be undone. I am no stranger to pain, I can handle it. But I feel like you need help and I can provide it, so why not? Not to mention I feel like having you by my side could be very helpful indeed. I will leave the option up to you, I will not force you into anything you do not want. Loom gazes at you, its luminous eyes softening as it processes your words. The glowing symbols on its fur pulse with a rhythm that feels almost like a heartbeat, syncing with the crystal's hum in your hand. Rob, it begins, its voice quiet but firm, your offer speaks of courage and kindness, qualities that are rare in this broken world. To sever my ties to the forest and forge them with you would change me forever. I would no longer be a guardian in the traditional sense, but something new, something that could stand beside you and fight for more than just this forest. It takes a step closer, its 6 tails swirling around you like a protective cocoon of light. I will not ask you to bear this burden lightly. The pain we would share is not just physical but emotional, a blending of our essences. But if you are willing, and your heart remains true, then yes. I accept. The air around you thickens with energy as Loom lowers its head in solemn agreement. Focus on the crystal, Rob. Direct its power to sever the bonds that hold me and reforge them anew. I will guide you through the process, but the magic must come from your intent. You feel the crystal thrum with a growing intensity, responding to your determination. Threads of magic begin to shimmer faintly in the air, connecting you to Loom. The words leave your lips with unwavering resolve, join me, my friend. Let's face fate together. The crystal in your hand flares to life, its glow casting the clearing in an ethereal light. Threads of magic emerge, delicate yet vibrant, connecting you and Loom in a shimmering web of energy. The creature steps closer, its tails fanned out like a radiant sunburst. Loom's voice echoes in your mind, calm yet commanding. Focus on your intent, Rob. Picture the bonds severed from the forest and tied to your own spirit. Let your will guide the magic. You close your eyes, centering your thoughts on the crystal's power. The threads connecting Loom to the forest begin to tremble and fray. A surge of resistance ripples through the web, as if the forest itself is reluctant to let go. But your determination holds firm, and one by one, the threads snap, dissolving into motes of light. As the final thread severs, a brilliant beam of energy arcs between you and Loom, binding your essences together. A rush of emotions floods your mind, Loom's sorrow, its hope, its centuries of vigilance and pain. In turn, you feel a part of yourself flow into the creature, a spark of your determination and resilience. The light dims, leaving you and Loom standing in the clearing, irrevocably linked. The creature's form shimmers and solidifies, its symbols glowing brighter than before. It seems stronger, more vibrant, yet its presence feels deeply intertwined with your own. It is done, Loom says softly, its voice resonating with a new depth. I am no longer bound to the forest. I am bound to you, Rob. Together, we shall forge a new path. But be wary, such a bond will draw the attention of those who seek to control the rift's power. We must tread carefully. You feel a faint warmth in your chest where the crystal rests, a reminder of the bond you now share. Welcome to the team, my friend, let's do our best together. Loom dips its head, a gesture of both respect and gratitude. Its tails flick gracefully as it steps closer, its luminous gaze meeting yours with renewed purpose. And so it begins, the fox-like creature says softly, its voice now carrying a warmth that mirrors the bond you've forged. Together, we will face what lies ahead, not as guardian and chosen, but as partners. The forest around you seems quieter now, as if acknowledging the shift in Loom's essence. The rift crystal in your hand pulses faintly, a reminder of its latent power and the journey still to come. Loom looks toward the distant tree line, where faint trails of smoke rise in the direction of the Silver Vale. Our next step lies there, it says. The Vale is home to those who might aid us, or hinder us, depending on their allegiance. But the road is perilous. Are you ready to move forward, Rob, or do you need to prepare? What would you suggest we do next, Loom? Loom tilted his head, his golden eyes glowing faintly in the dim forest light. He took a moment, his gaze scanning the treetops as though communing with the forest itself before answering. The forest whispers of turmoil to the east, Loom said, his voice calm yet tinged with urgency. A border village, isolated from the safety of fortified cities, is under threat. The ancient war you are now entangled in has spilled into their lives. The people there are caught between the ambitions of two rival factions, neither of which care for the villagers' survival. He turned back to you, his luminous eyes locking with yours. I suggest we go there first. If you are to fulfill this so-called prophecy, you must learn the true nature of the conflict tearing this world apart. Anne. Loom's voice softened as his gaze lowered. The people need someone to stand for them. I sense your resolve, Rob. Perhaps you are that someone. The forest around you seemed to hum with agreement, as though the very land acknowledged Loom's words. He tilted his head in a questioning gesture. What say you? Shall we make for the village, or do you wish to explore another path? You feel the crystal at your side pulse faintly, a reminder of its power and the weight of the responsibility now resting on your shoulders. I think you are right, Loom, can you direct me on how to get there?